Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, back at you with another episode on our podcast slash YouTube channel. I'm showing my face again after a while. I recorded a podcast early in the week, and I did it that way because I was under the weather. It's very, very cold here in Florida, as it is in other parts of the country, Atlanta, Midwest, out east. It's very, very cold. Some places colder than other, but in Florida here, it's cold for us. So I kind of was under the weather. I was looking pretty bad, and I didn't want to be on video looking the way I was looking and feeling the way I was feeling. I didn't want to scare the audience off. So my voice was still capable and strong. So I said I could at least record an audio, and that way I can get out what I need to say. So I did do that at the top of this week, did a really good episode. You can check that out on our podcast and also our YouTube channel. But today's episode, I'm very happy to be recording today. I got my merch on, my official Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist t-shirt. I've been wanting to get that for a while, so I just went ahead and went through one of my print on demand companies, and they printed it up in another design for me and sent it out to me. And I like wearing it, rocking it, seeing the official logo, Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. I like walking around wearing it, seeing the eyes and getting the questions, what is that about? What do you do? What can you offer? It's a real good conversational starter. And I like rocking it when I'm doing these videos just so it completes the brand of who I am. I'm Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. On today's episode, I'm going to get straight to the point. I want to talk about the recent decision of Mark Zuckerberg. If you're keeping up with the news, he has come out to speak against reversing some of the censorship policies of Facebook over the past 5 years. And this video is maybe an update or a companion to a video I did about maybe about a year ago. Because some people on Facebook were having a lot of problems. They were getting shadow banned. They were getting put in Facebook jail. They was getting their accounts deleted and locked up. Their activity was stifled. They were deleting posts. And these were good people that I knew personally, and they were not doing anything, but the Facebook algorithm was programmed so strictly. And I use the analogy of this, that there's a lot of problems on Facebook and social media in general. And instead of taking a sniper approach where you specifically focus on those issues, Facebook was taking a nuclear bomb approach where they was just knocking out everything. So the good and the bad was getting caught up in Facebook's witch hunt to correct things that they saw with problems. So even if you was a good person, when that nuclear bomb hit of algorithm control, your page may have gotten locked up. You may have gotten shadow banned unjustly. You may have gotten in Facebook jail because of a post that was not bad intent or even bad itself, fell under that algorithm, and you got caught up. So I did a video about that about a year and some change ago, just really addressing it and giving some guidance to those who were trying to navigate on Facebook. And I think the video was I can't remember, the appearance of spam, social media algorithms and the appearance of spam. I think that's what the title of it was. It's on the YouTube channel, Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, and it's also on the podcast, Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. I believe it's social media algorithms and the appearance of spam. And I was just really explaining this whole censorship and how Facebook had just really just went crazy in their attempt to correct some real situations. So this video today is kind of an update and a companion to that dialogue that I started a year or so ago. And I just want to continue because, as I said in the news, Mark Zuckerberg has come out and has admitted that Facebook policies were a little out there, a little crazy, a little extreme, where a lot of good people were getting caught up. There was some extreme stifling of conversation, of freedom of speech on the social media platform Facebook, and by extension maybe even Instagram is where I'm not really a big Instagram user, so I don't know. I know Facebook owns Instagram, but I don't know how extreme those censorship and algorithm issues went to Instagram. But I know specifically that they happen on Facebook. I know personally that happened. But Mr. Zuckerberg came out and he just really, I think he did a 9, 10, or 15-minute video and just really went on the history and the background of these censorship issues, algorithm issues. And he talked about the pressure that was put on the Meta company, Facebook, by the government. Because a lot of this stuff happened, and this video may be kind of controversial depending on which side of the coin you get on, but I just want to, I'm not trying to be controversial or make any type of point, but I just want to put on the table certain facts and give a background in the history of this censorship and now this decision to reverse this. But a lot of this censorship really reached its zenith, in my opinion, and from my perspective, during the COVID situation and the vaccine debate. As you know, in this country, I'm not making a point either way. There's a pro-vaccine crowd and there's a anti-vaccine crowd, and both of them have their arguments. And during this COVID era and the vaccine rollout, that conversation came up. The pro-vaccine crowd and the anti-vaccine crowd or anti-vax crowd were both putting their perspectives out there on social media. And we saw if you were anti-vaccination or considered anti-vax, or if you raised any questions or critique, then you fell under that shadow ban, or your posts were deleted, or you were your page was maybe even taken down, or you were your reach was taken away from you, where before you may have been reaching a lot of people, your reach started going down, your engagement started going down because you spoke a contrary view. This is real. This happened a lot during the vaccine and that COVID era. So that was a time where we saw that, Facebook really got extreme, and then the whole, the fact checkers came out behind your posts, and it was just a lot of stuff. And myself personally, I'm not into cancel culture. I'm not into banning people for speaking whatever they want to speak. That's just me. I'm not into that. I believe people have the right to speak their perspective, even if their perspective is dumb, even if their perspective is unfounded, even if the perspective makes no sense. I just don't believe in taking away people's right to free speech. Now, as an enlightened and intelligent society, if people speak untruths, unfounded things, or ridiculousness, then we should have enough, those of us that know better, then we have the right to free speech as well, to challenge that which we deem incorrect or unfounded. And that's just the basis of a civilized society. People have the right to speak. People have the right to dissent. This country was built on dissent. People have the right to say, I agree, I disagree. That's just part of our human rights and our human existence. There's never going to be people who 100% agree on everything. There's always going to be a pro and a con, a yin and a yang. But, Facebook at this time took the position that they was only going to support the pro position and damn the con position. punish the con position. And I'm not uplifting one and downgrading another one, or saying the con position was right and the pro was right, or the pro was right and the con. I'm just putting the facts on the table of what happened. I'm not choosing any side for this particular video. So don't come at me. But this censorship was highlighted during this time period where a lot of people who just was sharing a perspective, right or wrong, the people were sharing a perspective. They were saying, hey, this, these are my facts, these are my proof, this is my evidence, this is where I'm going this way. And if you disagree with that, then that's your human right to disagree with that, and you can speak your facts against that which is said. And that's how we have a harmonious society. I believe that we share ideas, we debunk ideas, we share ideas, someone may debunk it, and then we come up with a better idea based on more information coming out. But if we start deciding that this voice can't be heard, this group can't be heard, this person can't be heard, and we're only going to uplift one particular voice, then who's deciding what's right and what's wrong? That you're taking it out of our hand as enlightened citizens to make decisions for ourselves and hear ideas for ourselves and decide whether I go this way or whether I go that way. And so I thought at the time that Facebook was absolutely wrong for that. And I did a video back then talking about that, about, this censorship and taking people's page away and taking people's right to speak. There's a lot of conversations that go on social media on any given day. I'm Black. By my name, my religious affiliation. So based on those two criteria, there's a lot of people who say a lot of things against my race, against my name, against my religious affiliation on social media. But you know what? I don't go to those type of groups. I don't go to those pages. I don't go to those individuals. I don't knock them. They have the right to say whatever they want to say. They have the right to say, I don't like Black people. They have the right to say, I don't like people with those type of names. They have the right to say, I don't like people with that religious affiliation. That's their human right. But it's also my right. I'm not going on those pages, so I'm not getting hurt, offended, or walking around with my feelings and bad feelings. I just stay away from that group, and I stay in groups and among people who speak about things I like to talk about. So that's my perspective on things. So I don't believe in censorship and cancel culture, and we have to shut these people down because they're offending people. I mean, that's human existence. Anywhere you go on this planet, you're going to be offended by somebody somewhere. And if it's not social media, then what are you going to do in real time, in real life, when people say something ignorant or say something that you don't like or say something you disagree with? We're going to censor, we're going to shut down everybody. No, you can't do that. I take it in stride. If I see an ignorant comment, I just, shake my head and keep on moving. And I move to places that are receptive and in the type of lane that I like to talk about. But Mr. Zuckerberg came out and acknowledged all of this. It was very, very, very revealing that he was very transparent, and he really acknowledged everything that I'm saying, that Facebook intentionally went after the anti-vax crowd. They went after people who was talking about certain controversial subjects, people who took certain controversial positions that may not have been mainstream enough. He even talked about, in the last political season, 4 years ago, how that was so politically charged, and based on which side of the aisle you went on politically, you could have faced repercussions. And again, I'm not uplifting one political party to down another political party. That's your personal business, however you roll politically. I'm not here for that on this particular video or podcast, but I am saying that, at that time, Facebook did take a position that, if you went one way politically, green light. If you went another way or took another type of conversation, red light, stop. So he acknowledged all of that, this was real. This is what we did. we caved to some outside pressure. Even he, alluded to, but he's talked about, they're going to do away with all of that because he said it was well intentioned. These are his words, that what they were trying to do was well intentioned. They were trying to create a community experience on social media where people can come on and not be offended or have certain positions shoved down their throat or constantly in their face. So they were trying to filter out a lot of that stuff, and then trying to filter out a lot of that stuff. Like I say, sometimes the good got caught up with the bad. Even if you were pro-vaccine, but you may not agree 100% with everything in the vaccine movement or crowd, then you could have gotten your post flagged, or you could have got shadow banned, or you could have got your reach and engagement decreased, or got your page shut down, all type of crazy stuff, just based on the algorithm deciding that your post is offensive and not in line with the community standards. This happened a lot. So Mr. Zuckerberg he laid out a bunch of steps that he's attempting to do. They're removing the fact checkers. They're increasing, I think he said, the human response team who go over these things. Because another point that he pointed out and recognized, that when that algorithm would flag your post or flag your page or put you in Facebook jail, you had the right to request a second opinion or review, put some human eyes on it, because the algorithm is just a mathematical code based on criteria and certain terms and stuff put in. It does what it does. But you can request a second opinion or review where human eyes will look at your particular situation. And he was saying that process was so slow that, sometimes people was left out of the lurch for months if they ever got a response back. So he acknowledged that was a problem that need to be corrected. The algorithm is a problem that need to be corrected. The fact checkers is a problem that need to be corrected. And just that whole thing needs to be corrected. So me personally, I've heard some pro and cons about this whole him lifting the censorship, and some people feel that it's going to open the floodgates for a lot of hateful and bigoted and ignorant and maybe racist and sexist and homophobic and political nut jobs, and just all type of, they think all type of stuff is just going to come down on social media in droves. But that type of stuff is coming down in droves anyway. It's just, the algorithm was kind of filtering a lot of the stuff out. But on any given day, you can hear that nonsense or hear that stuff. I won't call it nonsense, but you can hear that stuff on any given day. When are people not talking and saying what they want to say on their personal page, on groups, in the comment section? When is this not happening? But like I say, my attitude is I go where I'm going to be received, respected, and accepted. I don't go to pages that are anti-black. I don't go to pages that are anti my religious preference. I don't go to pages that have a different social view than I do, and I know I have a different view than them, and then I go onto their page and then I call myself offended, and now I'm arguing with them when I went on their page when they're talking about whatever they're talking about. Myself, I just stay away from that type of situation, those type of crowds. That's how I deal with it. And that's how I deal with it in real time in human society. It's certain places I'm not going to go because I know what they're into. It's certain areas I don't go to because I know what they're into. I don't go put myself in this situation, then complain and act like I'm shocked and surprised. Oh my God, they're talking about this here, they're doing this here, but I put myself in that. So I just remove myself from the situation all alone. And that's how I keep a positive, happy social media experience. I stay over here, you stay over there, you talk about what you talk about, I talk about what I'm talking about. And I keep the peace just like that. Other people may differ, may feel that, we got to shut these folks down. We got to, you know, censor them. We got to stop them from talking this nonsense. And that's your opinion. And like I said, I believe in free speech. I'm not into censorship, and I'm not into cancel culture. So if that's what you believe, I have no fight against you. More power to you. But that's what's going on. So I think that this lifting of the censorship, I think is going to be a good thing ultimately for those of us that navigate on that Facebook platform and that Instagram platform. Not necessarily for the riffraffs, for those who intentionally go out to be negative, those who intentionally go out to be politically abusive and just offensive purposely, those who are racially offensive purposely, those who are sexist purposely, those who are homophobic purpose, those type of crowds who go out looking for trouble, who wake up with the intention to be offensive. It's not good for that type of crowd, I'm saying. But I'm saying it is good for those of us who are trying to navigate on Facebook, navigate on Instagram, and because of the algorithms being so strict and taking a nuclear bomb type approach, a lot of good people was getting caught up, as I said in the beginning. The good people who were posting and sharing information, and because the algorithm was just so crazy, those good people were getting caught up and getting their pages shut down and getting their posts getting shadow banned and all that kind of stuff, because they were getting caught up in the riffraff crowd trying to correct that, but they were just posting good stuff or sharing opinions and sharing this and that. So it's a good thing and a good day for those of us that are on social media responsibly. Those of us who are on social media sharing our ideas and sharing opinions and creating conversations and creating engagement, whether it be political, religious, social views, whether it's, in the tech like myself, sharing digital products. I think it's a great time for those of us who was just going about our business and doing our thing, but because of this war, social media war against that type of stuff, we became collateral damage. So I'm happy because I don't go on social media to be offensive. I don't offend no group. I don't offend no individual. I don't go on social media to do anything but just share good information, talk about what I talk about, and try to contribute to a happy, positive experience. But even myself, I don't offend nobody. I've gotten flagged. I've gotten the dreadful notification, you offended community standards. I'm like, what? How? How did I offend community standards? I'm talking about tech. I'm talking about digital marketing. How did I offend the community standards? But even I, over the past year and years, have gotten those notifications, have gotten those strikes against me, have gotten that warning. Hey, this is your first strike. You get another strike and another strike. We're going to shut your page down. We're going to reduce your reach and visibility. I'm like, oh, man, I didn't do anything. So for people like myself and people that are responsible on social media, I think this is an amazing day. It's a victory for us. It's an admission that Facebook, Instagram, Meta may have had good intentions, but as I say, they took a nuclear bomb approach to what may have should have been a sniper type approach, where they should have just went after those particular individuals or went after that particular segment, or some type of way to address it. But when they just dropped a nuclear bomb, everybody got affected. Good, bad, well-intentioned, ill-intentioned, everybody got it. And a lot of good people got washed out with the bad. So I consider it a victory. I'm going to move on and continue with my Facebook adventure and my Instagram adventures, and keep sharing this great information about digital marketing, content creation, creating your digital platform, understanding this digital landscape, um, producing a personal brand, producing your digital products, if I didn't say that already, and becoming a social media star, using these great tools and tech, using this smartphone to be smarter and building your platform and building your empire, information empire. So that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say. I didn't know how I was going to approach it. I didn't put any notes together, nothing. I just wanted to talk from my heart because it is a sensitive subject potentially. It's a controversial subject potentially. You know, some people, I've already seen some people, like I say, just feeling that this is a bad thing. He shouldn't have did that. He should have kept it as is because, you know, you got to keep the riffraffs in place. And, you know, maybe I don't want to say the word because it's going to raise political connotations, but I just do not agree with cancel culture and censorship in most general cases. You know, if you're talking about violence and you're talking about, you know, attacks against children or women or some terrorism or, you know, that just extreme crazy stuff, you know, blowing buildings up, that kind of stuff. Censor, ban, shut them down. I agree with that. But if someone is expressing an opinion or, you know, like go back to the vaccine situation. If a person say, hey, I don't agree with vaccines, I believe in natural remedies, I go this way, I'm not offended by that. That's your human right. You know, if you're wrong, then you'll have to face the consequences of your wrong by not getting a vaccine. If a pro-vaccine crowd say, no, 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 this is right, you need to get the shot, you need to get the jab, if that's what they feel, that's what they feel. If they're right, they're right. If they're wrong, then they'll have to face the consequences of their wrong. You know, both sides. So, but I believe that both sides in that particular conversation or any conversation have the right to freely express where they stand. And as enlightened and intelligent citizens, that we have the right and the should have the ability and the intellect to see crap, if I can use that word. And if someone is talking crap, then we can go after that crap with intelligent conversation and bring facts and bring light to what's considered darkness and shut it down with truth and proper information. But don't censor them, don't shut them down. We'll shut them down with conversation, with shining light on their false ideas. That's how we'll shut them down. But let us do that. So that's pretty much everything I think I've gotten to it. If you get some time, I just kind of summarize um, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta's official position. If you get some time, it's a video that he put out. I think it's maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes max. And he really goes into a good um, breakdown and explanation and history of the censorship, the algorithm issues, political pressure, and where Facebook Meta is going with creating a more open and free dialogue platform for their social media users. It's you can Google it, you can Facebook, look it up, Mark Zuckerberg um, announcement, and just listen to it for yourself. And then if you agree or disagree, you can put it in the comments and we can chime further in the comments. I'm not going to delete your comments, even if you disagree with me 1,000%. You know, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to respect your human right and your freedom to say whatever you want to say. And if I feel that your comment is wrong, I'm not going to delete it. I may just say, hey, well, I feel this way, and it is what it is. And we just put those two conversations together like that. But this is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. Thank you for tuning in with me. This is a pretty good weekend. Since I got my strength and my health back, I think I'm going to record all weekend long, and I'll put these messages and these videos out and just catch up on some lost time that I lost from being ill. I like being in front of the camera. I like being on the mic, and I like sharing information and talking about this digital marketing and building our platforms. So check me out at my website, www.digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. It's floating down there somewhere. And on that website, you can get connected with me. You can check out my blog. I got a lot of entries. You can check out a lot of information I have. I have my podcast connected there. It's up and running, and we're producing episodes all the time. I got a lot of a back catalog of a lot of good information. I got interviews with specialists in the field that you can check out. You can also download my latest digital ebook, Building Your Brand and Information Empire with Content. Just go to the website, enter your email. You can instantly download this ebook. It's chock full of actionable steps and information that you can begin using to build your brand and your information empire with content online starting tonight or whenever you get this message. You can start immediately and start using those tips, tactics to start building your digital empire. If you have specific questions, you can email me at let's talk at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That's let's talk at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. And I'll be glad to communicate with you, and we can discuss how we can go forward, how I can help you. I think that's everything. If you have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comments, and I like to look at them and reply to all that I can. If you have a question or something that I can help you with in the digital marketing realm and it's related areas, put it in the comments. And if it's of such nature that I feel I need to go full on with it, I may dedicate the next video to your answering your question. And your question can actually be the basis of the next video. Well, I'll take a stab and just go into the whole area of what you're dealing with and try to address it through the video. So definitely put that in the comments. So as I close again, it wasn't my intention to offend anyone. I didn't want to take any position socially, any position politically, any position in any type of debate. Whatever you feel is how you feel. But I just wanted to address this censorship issue with Mr. Zuckerberg and just put on the table the history of it, how it affected people, and the resolution of it now that is being reversed, and why I think that it's a good thing, not for the riffraffs and those who intentionally get online to be abusive and be jerks, but for those of us who are social media responsible and are using it for responsible means and are being conscious and aware of how we impact others. But because of the algorithm restrictions and strictness, we may have gotten caught up and have gotten our voices censored and got our communication stifled. It's a good day for those of us in that category. And with that, I'll leave you. Peace.